Hello. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am William Jamal Wright.
And I'm Hattie.
And I'm William Jamal's mother, Susan.
Yay! So, of course, as you can see by now, we have a special guest. My mother, the one that raised me and turned me into the man that I am today, here joining us.
Thank goodness for you.
On the episode.
Such a good job.
Here. Happy holidays to everyone. We're happy to have my mom here. So just gonna chat with her a little bit. So how are you doing?
I'm good.
You're good. What
Yes.
have you been up to?
I went home to Connecticut for a week. I came back here to visit you, and then I'm going to South Carolina to visit my mom and my other children.
Nice.
Yes, and my grandbabies.
Yeah, we were actually
We
really
forget them.
thrilled. We were really thrilled that you could come down over Thanksgiving and spend a little bit of time. I was really bummed I wasn't there. But I know Will told me he had a great time, and we're really looking forward to heading down to South Carolina with you to see those other siblings and nibblings and
Mm-hmm.
Good. So I, of course, am the oldest of 5.
Yes, you are.
So how is it like being a mother? How was it being a mother of 5? Now we're all kind of grown up. And
It was a little hectic, but through it all, I mean, I give it to all 5 of my kids. They're the best. They were good kids. I didn't have much trouble out of them, and they were obedient. But my oldest here, he's more independent. And my baby, Takesha, she's a little independent. The ones in the middle, they're independent, but not like my oldest and my youngest. William has always been self-efficient. He goes beyond and does what he has to do to make sure that he's able to take care of himself. And I'm very proud of him.
Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate those kind words. I've definitely had a lot of help in getting here.
I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. There was definitely a lot of just a lot of community support. Aunts, uncles, cousins,
coaches,
yeah,
I'm sure,
coaches.
teammates.
Yeah, just like a lot of family members helping me get
Yeah.
to where I needed to be and helping me along the way and giving me some sound advice and pushing me to be the best that I could be. So you are, speaking of aunts and uncles, how many siblings, brothers and sisters do you have?
It was 9 of us.
Wow. I did not know that.
It was 9 of us. Out of the 9, it's only 3 living.
I'm sorry.
I'm the youngest. I'm the baby. I'm the outspoken one. I'm very outspoken sometimes, but I'm the youngest, and my mom is a good mom. She helped me raise this young man too, and she had my back, and I'm grateful for my mother.
Yeah. So what is the order of you and your brothers and sisters? You being the youngest.
My sister Sharon.
She's the oldest.
She's my oldest. My sister Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a brother named Sylvester. And then I had a brother named Reggie. And then I had a brother named Arthur. Then I had a sister named Lisa. And then I had a sister named Carolyn. She's back up there, but she died when she was born. And then I had Aaron. And then me. It's 9 of us.
Now, so did you always, were you always lived in South Carolina
Yes.
growing up?
Yes. In the little town of Duncan, we were born and raised. Born and raised there. And
You too.
yeah.
Yes, I was born and raised in Duncan. And so you were really close, I would say, with my cousins, your niece Erica and Tamika. I would say you guys were
we're like more like sisters.
Yes.
Yes. Than nieces. Then I'm being the auntie, and we're more like sisters.
That's funny you mentioned that. My mom is the same way. So she does not come from quite such a big family, but she's much younger than her two older brothers, and so she's only a few years, 4 or 5 years older than her nieces.
Yeah, it's like 8 years difference in
yeah.
my nieces
So
and things.
she felt very close to them in kind of a sibling way, even though there was that generation gap. So.
Because my sisters is like, they're all like 15 and 16 years old.
Exactly,
they're old enough to be my parents. So I try to, they're a little, they try to boss me around. So
Hence why you learn to be outspoken.
yeah.
You gotta stand up for yourself.
I'm grateful for them, you know.
So what was it like growing up in Duncan as the youngest sibling?
I was spoiled. I was real spoiled. My father spoiled me a lot. I always had my sisters to tell me what to do when my mom and dad went around. All my siblings thought that they should tell me what to do. All of them.
All 8 of them giving you all the advice.
They give me their opinion and what they would do, what I shouldn't do. I was the baby, so I was spoiled, and it was hectic having 9. It was hectic having 8 people older than you and telling you what to do. All of them trying to tell you what to do.
I'm sure. Because I'm sure it wasn't always the same thing, right? I'm sure each of them had a slightly different
opinion.
Yeah.
So, my grandfather who died when I was young, your father, what was he like? You said he spoiled you.
He spoiled me.
What was his name?
His name was Arthur.
Okay.
My father was he was a strong person. I mean, he went to the army when he was really 15.
Oh, wow.
And he told him he was 16. He went in the service for 4 years to help his mom buy the land where we live now. Wow. My father was a strong man, independent. He's like you. He's very independent, and he worked for everything that he got. And he was always, he's strict. He always taught us that you treat people the way you want to be treated. And he said it doesn't matter what color you is, race, creed, no matter what, you treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you treat people if you treat a person and you show them that you want to be your friend, that person will become your best friend. So my father was a strong man.
Sounds like he had a good head on those shoulders for sure. And
yeah, he was good.
And so, do you know how your mother and father met each other?
No, actually I don't. And I wish I could have got that before my mom got sick. But I guess I could ask her. She might remember.
She might.
So that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But then my mom and dad was married 35 years before my father passed.
Wow.
They would have been married right at 50 years now. Maybe about 55 years.
That's impressive.
So so of course you have 6 grandbabies now? So 5 grandboys and 1 granddaughter. Grandsons. 5 grandsons and 1 granddaughter.
They're grandboys too.
So what was it like? Josiah was your first grandson, correct? So what was it like becoming a grandmother and being a grandmother?
I think the biggest thing about becoming a grandmother was I thought I was getting old.
Oh.
Yes, I thought I was getting old, when I had that first one. But as they come, I didn't think about it as much. But now that I got down the line, this granddaughter. So
who's the youngest?
That granddaughter, Serenity.
She has also been on the podcast.
Yes. But she's only 7. She's 7, but she acts like she's 27. And she talks, and sometimes when she get to whining, we be thinking, oh Lord, what is wrong with her? Because she can be talking one minute about being the strong, outspoken young lady, and next minute she's whining, you be like, you think in your mind and say, you have to think about, well, she's just a baby, so
Yeah,
she's
only 7.
Yeah,
She's been fooling us this whole time. But now
yeah,
she's
but she
showing
can
us
be
she's 7.
outspoken, very outspoken.
Well, I remember, and she's sharp too. I
Yes.
remember we were when the Nibligs came to visit us this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing math with the kids with coins because we like to, they're here all day.
Mhm.
We like to do something educational in addition to just having fun. But I was giving them math problems that Sincere and Nazir could do, and she was getting them at the same time, at the same speed. It wasn't
Very
like
smart.
she was waiting until they shouted the answer. I could tell that she was using the coins and manipulating them as I had intended and arriving at the answer herself. So I was really impressed with that, and she could also read and write very well last summer before she had even started first grade. She drew some great illustrations to go with her stories too. So that was really fun to see. But yeah, she's very creative.
Yes.
So what would you say is like the best part about being a grandparent?
I think now that I'm getting ready to move permanent to Connecticut, I can visit and spoil them and actually send them back home. I won't be there in the house with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think spoiling them is the best thing. Cause
Good.
I'll give them the world, and sometimes I buy them too much, but I try to make sure I just want the best for them. So
Yeah.
I think now the best thing about being a grandmother is now I can spoil them. I can say you can go home to your mother.
Mm-hmm.
The mothers and the daddies, y'all can go home now. But
Yeah.
I really enjoy being a grandmother.
Good.
Good.
Well, I know they definitely enjoy
Mhm.
having you as a grandmother, and they definitely, while they've been here visiting, they always wanted to give a call and see how you were doing and check in or
Yeah,
something.
they're very caring.
Yes.
I can't remember, and maybe I'm wrong because I just never remembered, but I can't remember being that young and being like, oh, let's call Aunt so and so, Uncle so and so, Grandma. So they really have a lot of empathy and they like to stay connected. So
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing, because when Marjay was here last year, it's like a part of them was missing, and then when he came back, it's like they now
Jump right back into
Yeah.
jump back into it. But they love each other, and they have each other's back regardless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they are all really close because they all kind of have been kind of raised together. And they always see each other. So like Amaje, Serenity, Nazi, Mamir, and Sincere. They've been kind of, in a lot of ways, raised like we were. And that like...
It's because of the village, it's like a village raising them.
Yes. So what else is...
Well, so she mentioned she's moving permanently to Connecticut. So that's really exciting.
Yes, it is. It is, and I think it's for the best, because I've been staying in South Carolina, back and forth to South Carolina,
Yeah, that's
and
a lot
going
of
to
travel.
Connecticut, and it's a lot of doing. And I think it's time for me to settle down, because I think I was worried more about my daughters and the kids, and I think it's time for me to back away and let them do what they gotta do. Because I really feel like they can do it now, and again, they're good parents, but I just wanted to be there to make sure that I had their back, and I feel like I can have their back in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I can have their back wherever I stay in the United States, because I realize I have raised them right, and regardless of the stumbles and the falls, and they might fall and but they have to get back up. And that's what all my kids, I don't hold against them when something happens. I just say, gotta get back up and try and do better.
Well, because that's life, right? Like everybody has those
And it's a
times.
learning
Everybody-
experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I see myself where I was afraid to move and not be with them, but I'm not. I'm at a different place in my life
That's
now,
good.
and I say, you know what? I know they can do it, so I'm proud
They're
of
gonna be
them.
all right.
They're
Oh,
gonna
that's
be all
gotta
right.
be really rewarding for you. Feel that
So-
way and give them their freedom to kind of fulfill their roles. So that's awesome.
So, what do you kind of remember about like me being in like high school, and like
She was
middle
showing me that
school.
picture of you earlier.
What picture?
This picture of you when you was in high school, remember? Your
Like-
senior year of high school.
You're in your football uniform, and I tease you that you're in your string bean face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can get the picture later, but like, so the picture was just me in high school.
And then I had a picture of you and Wesley when y'all was babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
And
I
is
was
this
really
the one
cute.
where I was holding him?
Wesley.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, and
So Wesley is your next
Next
oldest.
oldest, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
So it was a picture of us holding each other.
Mhm.
So what do you kind of remember about like my high school days and like being a parent to me when I was in like
Being a parent to you was never hard because you for the longest knew that you wanted to go to college and you wanted to play football or basketball. It was never hard with you. As long as you had football and basketball and a game system, it was never hard with you because you knew where you wanted to go and you set your mind on it. You said, well, this is where I want to go, and you put your mind to it and you went there. You always was self-independent and you done what you had to do.
Yeah, and I think you really thrived having a
he
structure
Yeah,
of like
he,
the
he
sports.
strived for that.
Mhm.
And once you had that structure and you knew where you was going, and I also have to give the coaches, Coach Bentley and all them that was there to help me with being in part of that village that raised you, to let you know that it's nothing that's too hard for you to go and nothing's too hard for you to accomplish.
Mhm.
So.
Didn't you just see Coach Bentley?
No, so I actually just saw Coach Lane
Lane.
Fowler. He is actually the head basketball coach at Burns now, and they were up here playing in a basketball tournament. So I just they came over to campus, so I just said hey to Coach
Gotcha.
Phower.
I didn't realize it was like basketball.
Yeah. So Coach Fowler, it was great to see him. Actually, I have some photos that we'll have to share of Coach Fowler and I just catching up. But yeah, it's a nice kind of, it definitely was a village, and a lot of different like pieces and different moving parts that helped. I remember like we would always on the weekends we would always want to go and stay over at my grandmother Catherine's house.
Mom was the best.
So talk a little bit about her. And
Mom was the best. When I first got with your father, and I didn't know how to make his favorite dish. And she told me, "Girl, you're gonna have to come over here, and I'm gonna have to show you how to make this steak and potatoes because I'm not gonna make it for you every time you want it." And I said, well, I was so hurt because she wouldn't make it, but hers always tastes different than mine. And I went over there one day. She said, I'm gonna show you how to do this, and I'm gonna show you the secret recipe, the secret ingredient we're gonna put in here, and yours is gonna taste like mine. And I never thought mine tasted like her, but she did. Mom would show me stuff that nobody else would. Like you say, take a village. Mom she always had my back, no matter what.
Great.
If I had to work, she'll say, bring them kids to me. Even though she would work 12 hours at her job, she would still say, bring the kids to her. And she was the best grandmother and the best mama-in-law anybody could ever ask for. So, yeah,
Every
she was
time
the
we
best.
go down, we drive by the house she used to live at. And
Mom, she's the best.
yeah, she definitely. We spent so many countless like weekends over there. We would always sit at the house and be like one of us would have to call to be like, "Hey, Grandma, can we come over and spend the night?" And we had her number like memorized, so like we'd be like, "Oh, it's yes, 864-433-9609." It's amazing the things that come to your memory, or that is stuck in your memory.
Yes.
But we'd be like, all right, well, this weekend is your turn to call.
Yeah, they
And,
would
like,
talk about whose turn
Literally,
it is.
like 1 out of 100 times, she'd be like, no, like, this is a busy weekend, I can't come. But like every time we were like scared to like call and ask. So we would have to figure out like, oh, it's your turn to call, like I called like last time. And like you were always willing to call as long as you could say, well, it was such and such's idea, like for me to call and ask, can we come over and like like spend the night.
She wouldn't always say no.
Yeah.
She had to be really tired to say
Yeah.
no. And sometimes maybe she was tired. She'll say, well, y'all just come over and spend one day with me.
Aww.
She was the best.
Yeah. So we definitely. spent a lot of weekend nights over there watching Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Yes.
I totally know
yes.
that, yeah.
And Walker, Texas Rangers. Yeah.
So did you guys have any Christmas or holiday traditions with her?
Not with her. Most of the Christmas and holiday
because
was with my mom.
mom's side of the family. They didn't. She didn't hardly celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
But she would buy something either before Christmas or after Christmas. She didn't holiday or celebrate Christmas. But she would buy them whatever they asked her for. She would, if they asked her for something, she would get it for them. She would make sure that they have. If they asked her for something, she would get it. If they say, well, they want something for Christmas, and she said, well, I'll get it such and such day, but I won't get it for Christmas. But she was a good grandmother.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like she enjoyed spending time with you guys, and like you were saying, really made sure that they had what they needed, and she had everybody's back. So
Yes.
it's really special.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you would like to share? This is your moment to share on the podcast. Of course, we are getting married. We're engaged. So, like, how does that make you feel?
I feel like I don't feel like I'm losing a son. I mean, I feel like I'm gaining another daughter. You know, they'll make me have three. You see, I have two daughters, and then this will make me have three, because I just feel like I talked to Hattie about anything. Me and Hattie carried a whole conversation this morning.
We did, yeah.
And I feel like I'm gaining another daughter.
Well, thank you.
And
That means a
I'm
lot to
thankful.
me.
I'm thankful for her.
I feel the same way. I'm very thankful for you, and I'm so thrilled to gain a whole another side of the family. I tell Will all the time I love spending time with you guys, and getting the opportunity. I really treasure having that time together.
And I mean,
thankful
this is
for
a
it.
special Christmas for me, you know, since I'm moving to Connecticut, you know, and I knew I had to be here for Christmas because I missed Thanksgiving. I wanted to be here for Christmas and Thanksgiving with the family, but I know that I want to be here this whole week, so, you know, I can at least spend some time with my mom and my sisters, and because I don't know when I'm going to get back, but they are a big part of my life, and I truly love my sisters, because, and people say being the youngest is hard, you know, but I think for them being the oldest was hard, because it was 9 of us, and when you the oldest and you have to make sure the other ones is okay, it's hard. It's very hard. And my hat's off to my sister Sharon and my sister Cynthia. I am so thankful for them.
Yeah. Well, and it definitely seems like, you know, they shared in part of that responsibility for all the younger kids, and so that increases their relationship. You know, it's not just a typical brother sister, sister sister. You know, they have that desire for you to go out and be the best you can be. You know, and I think that's really special. And
It is.
I think it's great that you can, you know, feel a similar way towards them. You know, and cherish them so much. So.
Yes.
They're really great too. We'll see them at Christmas
see them in a
Eve.
couple of days.
Yes, in a couple of days I'll be ready to spend time with them grandkids.
Well,
Pray for
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But well, we want to thank you for joining us on our podcast.
Yes.
Mama, you've been such a foundational piece of my upbringing, and I definitely appreciate everything you've ever done for me. You've been a selfless mother, and always have tried to, or you've always done what was ever in my best interest. I definitely appreciate that. And as I get older, I definitely realize that it was never easy for you. There's been so many moments and times that I look back on, and I'm like, how did you do it? And I'm just amazed. And it's definitely by the grace of God that you're my mother, but also by the grace of God that you made it.
Yes.
And you're still ticking, and you're still moving, and being a great grandmother.
And continuing to be a great mother.
Yeah, and still continue to be a great mother. And you're really kind of just like the soul of the family. Whenever there's something, like, you take on a lot of the feels of like that emotion of how it feels, and as a family, we thank you for that, and we love you.
Thank
and,
you. I love
We
y'all
love you
too.
very much.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of the podcast.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, deuces.
That's what we're doing.
Deuces.
Deuces. I don't want to be left out.